In Lesson 1, we covered the three main elements of Scruggs-style backup. In Lesson 2, we took an in-depth look at the theory behind vamping. Here, in Lesson 3, we'll be focusing primarily on Earl's essential licks. Just as vamping is based on the banjo's three primary closed chord shapes, licks too can be traced back to these very same patterns. So, if you were paying attention in the first two lessons, you shouldn't have any trouble learning these licks. During this video, you may notice my picking hand drifting closer toward the neck at certain times. On the banjo, we refer to this playing area of the head as the Y position, whereas playing closer to the bridge is referred to as the X position. Playing closer to the neck creates a smoother sound, while playing near the bridge creates more of a cutting sound. Experiment with the area between X and Y, as well as playing at different dynamic levels, and this will help you get more color out of your tone. The first lick on the list is a garden variety open position tag lick. This lick can be modified to no end. This lick, or any of its variations, can be thought of as the, when in doubt, play this lick. You can also play a slightly modified version, an octave higher up the neck. Lick number 3 is the 6 wide horses lick, which we covered in Lesson 2. This lick clearly outlines our root position chord and was used by Earl all the time. It's a fairly straightforward blues lick that can be modified to fit various applications. In lick 4, we'll stretch it out over 2 bars and add a 7th note and a bend to get an even bluesier sound. If we make a few more adjustments and play it in 3/4 time, we get this classic J.D. Crowe lick. Even though these 3 licks are quite different, they're all built off the same root position chord. As with all the licks in this video, I encourage you to experiment with them until you come up with your own variations. Backup is all about getting from point A to point B in an interesting way. Think of it as walking around from chord to chord. Lick number 6 demonstrates how you can approach chords from below, while lick number 7 approaches from above with a few chromatic notes thrown in. Both of these licks are simply walking from a D chord to a G chord. Licks can hop between the 3 main chord positions just like we did while vamping in Lesson 2. Lick number 8 hops from the root position G chord up to the first inversion and then walks back down again. In this particular example, I'm playing the open first string to cover my tracks while I hop back down to the root position. I could just as easily play the entire sequence in closed position. This means I can play the lick in any key without the assistance of a capo. Here's the same lick in the key of A. Anytime you run across closed position licks like this, I recommend practicing them up and down the neck diatonically and chromatically, like we did in Lesson 2. If we stretch this concept up to the second inversion, we get another one of Earl's legendary backup licks. This too is a closed position lick, so it'll transpose to any key simply by moving it around the fingerboard. This lick will work over a stagnant chord, meaning I could hang out on this C chord all day long. But most of the time you hear this lick leading from the 5 chord back to the 1 chord. In the key of G, that would be playing this lick over a D chord and ending on a G chord. Here are the first 4 bars of that crazy sounding lick in Earl's breakdown. Its use of syncopated chromatic notes makes it sound a little like musically falling down the stairs. This lick should help you see some of the connecting dots between the root position and the first inversion. The following 3 licks are all based off the G chord first inversion between the 7th and 9th frets. Some of you may know this as the D-shaped G chord. Next, let's take a look at what some people refer to as the Cumberland Gap position. This is a very useful position for both backup and lead playing. You can think about this area as the space between the first and second inversions of a G chord. Here are some famous licks that'll get you familiar with this position. This famous Scruggs backup lick is often referred to as the In the Mood lick. That's because it's reminiscent of the line played by the horn section from the swing era song titled In the Mood, which was made famous by the Glenn Miller Orchestra. This lick is based off the root position chord and can be played by fretting the entire chord, though your mobility may improve if you opt to fret only the strings needed. This approach to fretting is referred to as a partial chord. This lick, too, can easily be transposed to any key and also modified into a 6th or 7th chord. The next three licks are all variations of the same general idea. Lick 24 starts in the root position and drops down to second inversion. Lick 25 does the same thing but extends down to the Cumberland Gap position. Lick 26 is similar, but uses open strings to get all the way down the neck. Our last two licks are what some folks refer to as teardrops. Earl played these licks with his index and middle fingers, but a lot of players prefer to use their thumb and index instead. Either way produces a similar sound, so I'll leave that up to you. Well, that ought to keep you busy for a while, and don't forget to experiment with modifying these licks, as well as transposing them into the other keys. And most importantly, start applying them to songs right away, whether that be at a jam session or just playing along to some records. Master these licks, and you'll be well on your way to playing fluid Scruggs-style backup. If you'd like the PDF and table edit files that accompany this video, they're available through SeanRay.com. And if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.